This is the very first burger. Seems like pretty humble compared to visually overwhelming burgers we see in algorithm. Technically, there's no single undisputed first burger, but Louis Lunch in New Haven is often considered the birthplace of the hamburger sandwich. It even looks boring, but now we know every great discovery starts out humble. So today, let's test it out how this burger tastes like and turn it into a modern version. First of all, you should know the first burger wasn't trying to be what burgers are like today. It was just a hamburger steak wrapped in bread, fast, practical, protein and carbs in one bite. So the intentions were totally different. If you browse Louis Lunch in YouTube, you'll notice they actually grilled the beef over the flame. And I really wanted to recreate the original recipe 100%. But I'm still young, so I'm not trying to die here. So I half pan fried it and toasted it on the other side. As it's thick, we'll not just pan fry it but also give it a rest, letting inside cook by steam. Did you catch it? There's no cheese on it. They're not even using round buns, they just grabbed two ugly slices of square white bread and called it a day. Fortunately, I figured it out, they're toasting the bread. So you can use a toaster, but I'm just pan toasting it. If you've ever tried, you'll notice toasting bread in a pan is quite tricky, so I've got some tips for that, but I'll let you know them later, cause I still have something to say about this original hamburger. I don't want to break the flow. Surprisingly, there's one vegetable used, tomato. I guess 2 slices would be fair enough, but more surprising is, there's one thing Louis Lunch is very strict about, no ketchup. Their argument is that ketchup is simply too strong, which overwhelms the flavor of the beef, so as a rule, they don't use ketchup at all. But ironically, they spreaded nacho cheese sauce on the bread. Now I'm fucking tired of pointing out how many inconsistencies they have. It seems like just completely different food. It feels like comparing Australopithecus to humans. You want more? Technically, there's no ham in a hamburger. So it's quite ridiculous game from the very beginning, so let's just roll with it. Since you top those ingredients we've prepared earlier, you're looking at the history of the burger right in front of you. So far we can figure it out, they're basically just an extension of the hamburger steak. So the only point of the original burger intention is the texture and the pure flavor of the beef. It's well cooked, but some part of the beef is... This is not on me, maybe the pan just didn't do its job. Pure flavor, feeling some thug life energy. I tried it without any extra cooking. My cooking philosophy is simple but special, and this burger absolutely satisfies my head. No fries, no ketchup, but they still served it with Coca-Cola. Cheers. The very first hamburger was way better than I expected, but honestly, there are far more impressive burgers out there now, and you already know them. But today, I'm not gonna overdo it. Let's respect Louis' intent and make a more modern take on the burger. As you could guess from Louis' philosophy, we're making bacon cheeseburger. So Louis, we'll show you how we've improved your historical invention into a masterpiece. I used to work at a craft burger restaurant for 5 years, so I can pretty much grab it and get the weight I want. See, I was aiming for 120 grams. I'm basically a human scale. 99% of the time, the reason people mess up steaks or beef patties is in resting. You can't really underestimate the power of resting. Give it a quick sear over a fairly high heat, put a slice of cheese on it, then let it rest for just 3 to 4 minutes and it'll finish cooking all the way through. So here's the thing, when you're pan toasting the bread, if you score the bread just a tiny bit, barely noticeable, and sprinkle on a pinch of salt, also barely noticeable, it actually burns much easier. Sounds like words, right? But what that really means is, as far as you keep the heat low, using really scoring gives the heat somewhere to travel evenly, and the salt helps the browning happen in a more stable, controlled way. Of course, you add a bacon on the cheese, and spread mustard on bread just a little, which is gonna be a kick. We still need something more, right?
Never doubt me.
Still can feel the pure flavor of beef enough, but the bacon and brioche gives a deep smooth flavor and sweetness. If you really think about it, so many masterpieces came from accidents. Alcohol, gravity, even the hamburger. And in a way, you and I are accidental masterpieces as well. So, thanks for watching my masterpieces.